Hi. Today we're going to talk about how to don and doff your PPE when working in a COVID unit in one of our centers. So once you're scanned and your temperature's been taken and you're allowed into the center, you'll go to the storage area where all the PPE is kept. There you'll find your gown, which you'll have your name on, eye protection, which may be goggles or glasses, or a full face shield. Of course, your mask, which will be labeled with the date and your name. Head covering. Gloves. So we'll start to get dressed to go into the unit. First thing you're going to do is the first thing you do with every procedure that you're ever going to do in your career. You're going to sanitize your hands. The first piece of PPE you're going to don is going to be your gown. This will be your primary gown, which will have your name on it and be hanging on a hook. This one has Velcro, some of them has ties. Next, you'll put on your mask. Now, my N95 has been worn before, so I'm going to be really careful not to contaminate myself with it, so I don't really want to touch the front of the mask. You can touch at the very edge if you need to hold on to your mask to put it on. Then we'll put on some eye protection, which I will wear these eye shields right here, which also have my name on them. We'll hand sanitize again because I touched my mask. I won't be putting on the head covering. My head's already covered today. And then we'll put on some gloves. Now, the whole time that you're working in the COVID unit, you will wear gloves. So each time you change your gloves, you'll be putting another pair of gloves on, whether you're in the hallway or in the room. Your gloves will stay on all day. You'll change them multiple times, but you will not be without gloves. Also, your mask doesn't come off your face unless you leave the COVID unit and you go to a designated break area where you can have lunch or take a break. Okay? I'm completely dressed. We're ready to go into the COVID unit. When you're going to give care to a COVID patient, you'll be wearing a secondary gown over your primary that will be on a hook in each individual room. Now, this one has a tie on it, so I prefer to keep it in a bow and just slip it over my head to make it easier to take on and take off. Okay, now I'm completely dressed and ready to give care to the patient. Once I'm finished caring for the resident, of course, you may change your gloves several times while you're in the room, and each time you'll wash your hands. So the first thing we'll do as I'm leaving the room is I'm going to take off my gloves and my secondary gown. When you take off your gloves, you should always do it the same way to not contaminate. Take one hand to the center of one glove and pull it off. Hold the glove. Put your finger underneath the edge of the glove, turn it inside out, and dispose of it in the wastebasket that's right by the door. Then you can take off your gown, take one finger, go under the elastic and pull it forward. Use this sleeve to pull the other one down. Oop, I probably should have untied it before I got in there. Try not to touch the outside of the gown. Oh, didn't untie. And hang it back on the hook. Then I will sanitize my hands and put a new set of gloves on to be out in the hall. Since the glove box is empty. Awesome. I hope